Hey guys, I'm back again for another The Cinema of Frankenstein from 1910 until now. And going into this Hammer set from Mills Creek, we have The Revenge of Frankenstein. Revenge of Frankenstein came out on June 1st, 1958, directed by Terence Fisher, and once again written by Jimmy Salinger, starring Peter Cushing as Dr. Stein. You've got Francis Matz as Hans, Oscar Gutek as Carl, and Michael Gwynn as the somewhat monster. So at the end of Curse of Frankenstein, we see the guillotine coming down, which should have been the end of the Baron. But this movie, Curse of Frankenstein, made money. They wanted a sequel. So they told Jimmy Salinger he's got 6 weeks to write it because it's going into production. So he had to come up with a story. And he came up with a really interesting story where how he escaped the guillotine with help from a dwarf that's crippled. And in essence, he promises to give him a body, a new body. So instead of taking, like the last one, where most famously a damaged brain is put into a monster, now we have a good brain put into a new body. So posing as now Dr. Stein and having a medical lab where during the day he works with the poor and the destitute, getting the parts he needs, and having a lab that was a wine cellar, away from all of that, where no one could see him work. He creates a new body for Carl, but it doesn't go like they hoped it would. It starts out doing fine, but it starts to revert due to some damage to the brain that ends up happening later on. It's a good sequel. It's a really good sequel. I really enjoyed this one a lot more than I thought I would. Peter Cushing is always great in this role, and seems to really be enjoying himself. And the character of Hans, which becomes his assistant, really is a great character, and I really enjoyed it. The monster this time is, he gets worse looking as it goes on, and you just have to watch it to see. And it played into, it was an interesting way of how they pulled that off, and I like what I saw with it. And how does Frankenstein escape this time? It's a unique way that you just got to see it to believe it. But solid sequel, was well received, led to more sequels down the road, and we will be touching on those through this series. But overall, I mean, I think this is better than Curse of Frankenstein, to be honest with you. Something about this one, it really flowed well. The sets are good, cast is good. It's just a good movie overall. All right, that's all I got. Take care, and check out the trailer below, and go watch Frankenstein movie.